Okay, we're going to begin our assignment for lesson 10.6, which is the surface area of a prism. So let's put that at the top, 10.6, surface area of a prism. And we're going to begin on page 508. Now the assignment is to do numbers 1 through 3 and 5. Start out there, 1, 3, and 5. And then from there, we're going to skip to the even problems. So we're going to go evens 8 through 14. And then we're going to do number 19 through 26. We're going to do all of those. And then we're going to do go back and do number 17, which is kind of a fun one. So number 17 would be very last. So let's begin with number 1, because we just want to identify some of our vocabulary. And so the blank of a prism is the sum of the areas of its faces. So what of a prism is the sum of the areas of faces? So all the faces put together, find the area. Of course, we are finding the surface area. So we're just kind of repeating that, but surface area is what we're talking about. So number 2, skip a line. We're going to take a look at this rectangular. Actually, we're going to skip to number 3. I'm sorry, skip to number 3. We're going to take a look at this rectangular prism, and let's draw this one. So it's kind of a long, kind of a taller rectangle, and then behind that rectangle, about halfway through it, we're going to overlap and we're going to draw a second congruent rectangle. So again, we're going to draw the first one, and then kind of in the middle of it, we're going to draw the second one. Once you have that done, we're going to connect the corners, the vertices, and then we're going to label the edges. 4 feet, 6 feet, and 5 feet. Now, we need to find, we're going to find the surface area of this rectangular prism, and so we want to find the surface area of the top. And again, the order doesn't really matter, but we'll do them by pairs. So the top and the bottom, and then we want to find the surface area of the front and the back. Then we want to find the surface area of both of the sides. Now, because this is a rectangular prism, we're going to, and the two rectangles are congruent, the top and the bottom, they're going to match along with the front and the back, and the sides will match as well. So let's take a look. We have the top and the bottom. The top is 4 feet by 6 feet. So 4 feet by 6 feet, and we're finding, again, that's the length times the width. We're going to find out that the top area is 24 feet. And of course, because, and it matches up, so if the top is 24 feet, the bottom is, of course, is 4 by 6, and that's also 24 feet squared. Then we're going to find the area of the front. The front is 5 feet by 4 feet. So 5 feet by 4 feet. The back, of course, is 5 feet by 4 feet. So 5 feet by 4 feet is equal to 20, and so, of course, the back is equal to 20 as well. Then we're going to go to the sides. The sides are 6 feet by 5 feet. So 6 feet by 5 feet. So 6 feet by 5 feet. And 6 times 5, of course, is 30. And of course, the opposite side is going to be equal to that. So 6 times 5 also is 30. Now, when we find the surface area, we want to know what all the surfaces add up to. So the area of all of them. So 24 plus 24, well, 20 plus 20 is 40, and 4 plus 4 is 8. So if you said 48, you are correct. Put that down. 20 plus 20 is 40. Write that down. And 30 plus 30, of course, is 60. And then we're going to add all three of those up to find the total surface area. So 60 plus 40, of course, is equal to 100, and plus 48. So we have 148 feet squared, and we're going to label this surface area. You can write it out if you want to, but otherwise you can abbreviate it, capital S, capital A. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5, we are going to make a rectangular cake that is 9 inches wide, 13 inches long, and 2 inches high. Now we're going to take it, remove it from the pan and frost it. And how many square inches of frosting do we need? So again, we're going to take this cake and we're going to frost this cake. We're going to skip down to, we're going to find the area of all the sides and faces. We're going to see, and then we need to tell which faces do not need to be frosted. Of course, if we're going to frost a cake, we do not frost the bottom. So let's first of all, let's go to the sides. So let's first make this rectangular prism, and we're going to say, okay, here is our 9-inch front and our 9 by 2 inches tall. And then we're going to go back, because it's a 13-inch long cake, so about up one line, skip a line, and then about halfway over, draw a rectangle that's about as congruent as you can make it. And then we're going to connect those lines, those vertices, those corners, top and the bottom. So we have this cake, and it's 13 inches long. And we want to know how much frosting is going to be needed to do this cake. So we're going to find the surface area of each face. So we want to go, let's do the front and the back, of course. And again, the order doesn't really matter. So the front and the back, we go, the front is 9 by 2. 9 by 2 is 18. And of course the back is 9 by 2, so that's 18 as well. If we do the top, is 9 by 13. So the top is 9 by 13. And 9 times 10 of course is 90. And 9 times 3 is 27. So mental math, 90 plus 27 90 plus 27, if you need to write it down, is equal to 117. Now we don't need to do the bottom because we're not going to frost the bottom of this cake. So let's take a look at the sides. We're going to, the sides are 13 by 2. So 13 by 2 for the sides, and of course 2 times 13 is pretty easy, and if you said 26, you are correct. The other side is the same. 13 times 2 is 26. And now we want to add up all the sides that need to be frosted. So if we add up 18 plus 18, we have 10 plus 10 is 20. And 8 plus 8 is 16. So 20 plus 16 is 36. 117, of course, we just do 1 because we're not going to frost the bottom of the cake. And then 26 plus 26, 20 plus 20 is 40. 6 plus 6 is 12. And so 40 plus 12 is 52. So if you said 52, you are correct. And so now we're going to add all this together. So I have 100. And then I have 30 plus 10, which is 40, plus 5, which is 90. 50, excuse me, which is 90. So 30 plus 10 is 40. 40 plus 50 is 90. And then I have 6 plus 7 is 13, 14, 15. And if I add all this together, I should get 205. And I'm going to say inches squared, but again, this is the surface area, so make sure we label it surface area and box it in. We're going to skip to number 8. So number 8 is this rectangular prism. It looks like a square. It's like a box, a cube, if you will. So they're pretty equal. So we're going to make a square, and then you're going to overlap it and make a square about halfway there, so it's kind of evenly spaced out, overlapping. And once you have that done, you're going to connect the vertices And so all of the edges are 12 inches. Or yes, 12 inches. And we want to find out what the surface area is. So if we know that the front and the back and the sides and the sides and the top and the bottom. Now these are all equal. So this one here, if we say that the front is 12 by 12, and basic facts of 12 by 12 times 12, you should know that 12 times 12, if you said 144, you are correct. And of course the front is 12 by 12, the back of course is 12 by 12, so that's 144. The sides are 12 by 12, which is 144. I think you get the idea that the other side is going to be 144. And the top, of course, is 12 by 12. So, of course, it's going to be 144. And the bottom is going to be 144 as well. So this one, because the sides are all equal, we have 6 sides, 6 faces that are all exactly the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 144 times 6. Now you can figure that out on your paper pencil if you like to, or you can get out your calculator and say, okay, 144 times 6. And we get 864, and we're going to label this inches squared, but we have to make sure it's surface area. So the surface area is 864 inches squared. Okay, number 10 is going to be, we're going to draw a diagram of the rectangular prism described, and then we're going to find the surface area. So with number 10, we're going to have a 3 by 12 by 5 inch rectangular prism. So we're going to say, okay, 3 by 5. Make this 5 and this 3. And then we're going to go a little bit over. It's by 12. We're going to make it kind of stretch it out a bit. So go up on the top, go about halfway over, and try to make as equal, congruent as a rectangle as you can. So now we're going to connect the vertices. And so we have a 3 by 10 by 12 by 15 rectangular prism. And we want to find the surface area. So again, the front, the back, the side, the top, and the bottom. And we're going to add all those together. So once you have that drawn and have that done, then you can go on. I'm going to stop this. You can stop and work it out. And I am going to go ahead and draw number 12. So leave space for that one. Leave a couple of lines. And then go to number 12. And this time we have a rectangular prism of 10 centimeters by 6 centimeters by 12 centimeters. So again, we're going to practice drawing those rectangular prisms. So 10 by 6, we'll make this one here just a little bit wider. So 10 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Go up a little bit, about halfway over. Try to make a congruent rectangle. And we're going to, again, connect our vertices. So connect the vertices. So we have a rectangular prism. And then this is going to be 12 centimeters. Then of course we want to find the surface area of the top, the bottom, the sides, and the front and the back, and add those all together. Then we're going to go to number 14. This time we're finding a piñata. So we want to find, asking a question about a piñata. And our time is going to run out here, so we're going to continue this on the second part of lesson 10.6.